Hey everyone, you're getting ready to watch one of my painting sessions for one of my carved and painted pieces. This was originally filmed on Instagram Live. Thanks for watching.
All right. How's everyone doing? So, I just finished up painting little hammerhead shark that I've been working on, and I was convinced to sign back on and do another little painting of this robin. So, since I'm doing a specific bird, I should have done this before I logged on, but I'm just going to pull up a page of robin pictures real quick. Hello. So I know what colors they are. And I'm not going to follow them exactly, but I'm going to get them pretty close. That's kind of color I'm looking at. But I want, that's okay. I can work with that. I can work with that. So since this is kind of an invented pose, I'm gonna have to, do some things. There's some things about this robin that aren't true to robins. He's gonna have the orange belly. He's gonna have the gray head and the gray wings. And then this is probably gonna be orange to white to gray to white down here. And then its tail feathers are probably going to be gray to white. But robins really don't have the white tipped tails. And I couldn't tell you why I did these ones like this. But I kind of felt like I wanted to, so I just did. But I am going to white tip his tail. So it's going to be, we'll call it like a robin hybrid. Maybe a robin J hybrid here. So, there we go. So I just finished up painting the hammerhead shark. So I do have wet paint on my palette right now, which is great. I like having random paint colors that I didn't necessarily want to use for this one, so I can, so I can get some really interesting colors going. For the orange, I am going to, yellow is a little transparent. I do need white to this yellow to make it work properly. So I'm gonna just put a plop of white right here in the middle of my yellow pile, because I'm going to transform this yellow. It was my cookie yellow, and now it's going to be my robin belly orange. Belly. Okay, so I'm going to put a little yellow dollop here. And then here's the trick to get a real nice orange. Yellow and red make orange, but I'm not going to use red. I'm going to use this like purpley pink magenta to get a real nice orange here. And I don't have much left. I need to go get more of this. I like this color a lot. I use it. I have like 2 empty tubes here. I'm going to squirt some of that down there. Okay. And just for the actually I'm going to grab this one. Grab this one. Little paintbrush here. All right. So I've got my blob of paint that I hope will turn into, and nothing scientific about this. I hope that'll turn into the color that I want it to be. And that's nice. It's a good start. It's not exactly where I want it to be. I'm going to pull in some of this red that's over here. It's a little too A little too creamy. Let's it's a really good start though. It's like a peach. It's a rich, deep peach right now. It's close. It's close. It's close. I am gonna put in a little bit of this red. Maybe we got too much white. I'm gonna put a dollop of the red in. I'm gonna mix it to the side though. Dollop of the red. A dollop of the pink. Pink and red can be overwhelming sometimes too. And then I'm gonna bring out one of my secret weapons, which is, super concentrated yellow. Golden. Fluid acrylics. They are wonderful. They are beautiful. They are great. I'm just going to put a healthy amount of that yellow into there to add a lot of pigment to this mix up. There we go. There we go. That's more like it. It was the perfect shade, just not deep enough. So I just deepened it. Maybe a little bit more yellow. I want it to be fiery. Then I'm going to add, this is kind of nice. I'm going to add a couple drops of iridescent copper to this too, to give it a nice, you know how birds kind of have a color changingness to them as they move, to kind of get that going. Okay. All right, let's see what I got. There we go. There we go. How about that? And it kind of goes to gray towards the outside. Looking at pictures here. So I'm going to do it to that line. Okay. Do to that line, get the paint off. That is nice. I like that. That is nice. Okay. That works beautifully for me. That looks good. That looks good. That looks good. Okay. And while this is going on, I am going to get a little bit of the yellow. Where can I put it? I'll put it right there. I'm gonna take some of this paint off. I'm just gonna streak that along the leading edge there. Along with some white. Just to kind of make it nice. That's cool. Somebody was just telling me last little live carving session that my work is up on Reddit again. So thank you for following me here and finding my work. So what I'm working on right now, I do a lot of different things, as anyone does. But the piece that I'm working on right now, and the little turtle waffle eating piece that you saw on Reddit, is they're carved and painted pieces. So I go through and I carve the image into the wood block, and it looks like this. This is carved or not painted. I've painted this area. And then once I paint it, and then I go and ink the surface, the lines that you see here that are black will return to being black. You hear the texture that's there. Will return to being black. And then I've got, carved and painted. I've added color to this carved and painted block. So that's what you're seeing. But thanks for following and hanging out over here. Got a little black. So I'm gonna make me a gray. Make me a gray. Right there. Nice. I'm gonna pull in a little of this purple from the gray. I don't want to be too purple. I want to be mostly gray. A little bit more black. A little bit more purple. There we go. There we go. And I'm gonna just paint this back edge with this gray. That's a nice gray, huh? I like that. So I gotta blend it in a little bit. And this is where things get fun. That's when two colors that are nothing alike start blending in together. You get some real nice color mix-ins. Actually, I really enjoy this gray. Man, that's nice. I'm going to get that gray. I'm going to add a little bit of purple into these middle areas. Just this straight up purple. Just to kind of kill the orange in that area. But then I'm going to get a little bit more of this black. I'm going to make me a dark gray using this purple. What tools do I use when wood carving? They're little hand carving tools. If you search on YouTube, you'll find my YouTube page, Noosh Studios on YouTube, and you can find several videos of me carving on there. You can also look at any of my carved pieces. I have an image of my tool on Instagram. The tool that I use as I'm carving next to every carved piece that I do. But they're little hand carving tools. They're called power grips. They're called power grips. So, this gray head. I'm blocking light, aren't I? I shouldn't lean over it. It'll make it so you guys can't see very well. I'll move the piece. How's that? Okay. So I am painting the gray head of this little robin. Okay, so I've got that. This actually, I'm really enjoying this. This is coming easily. Coming pretty easily. I'm going to add a little bit of black back here. Just kind of dab that in. And I'm going to get a little bit of purple. And I'm going to dab that in. I'm going to get a little bit of water. thin it out. Make sure it's going down. And then once I've got that, I know they got a little white. I'm going to put a little white eye ring on this guy too. Once I got that, I'm going to put just a white leading edge there for his head. I gotta wait until the head's dried to come back and get that eye ring in. So for right now, that head is done. Our hair is done. Okay. That's kind of nice, huh? What do you think? Let's see. I can't really. Let's see. Is that better? Alright. I enjoy that. Alright. Next thing's next. First things first, second things second, next thing's next. Oh, I get some more gray because I'm running out. So I'm going to put some more black down. Thank you. I like the colors too. I got enough white. I'm just going to put some of this down here. Alright, so I'll make myself a dark gray. I'm bringing some purple up into this gray. And then I'm going to do this. Make myself a middle gray. And then I've got white. And so I'm going to use this middle gray. Let me dab my brush off. I'm going to use this middle gray. That is here to do this. And here, let's get it all over. All over. It's going to be my base. I'm also going to do it down here. I'm putting a lot of paint on right now, which is not great. I'll have to take some time to thin it down. But it is what it is at the moment. I can fix it later. But not too much later. I'm going to do it quick. Okay. So you're a night owl too, huh? Studying in the library at, well, I don't know where you are, but where I am, it's 1 o'clock in the morning. I always forget there are time zones of purple in here. But I'm glad you are enjoying this. I am as well. Okay. I'm going to break some color rules here. I was not planning on using this purple in this robin, but I got it here, and I'm using it already into the color mixes. Might as well. use it. How do you get into the how do I get into it? I mean, I'm a relief printmaker. How do I get into this type of work? I'm a relief printmaker, and I carve blocks all the time for printing, and then one day I encountered many people have worked in this manner before, but one day I encountered a guy from Tennessee who was doing painted blocks, and I got to talking to him, and he really encouraged me to to start working this way. He said he thought my work would look really nice this way. So that's kind of how I started doing the carved and painted pieces. I'd done a carved and painted piece like once or twice before that moment. And they turned out okay. There's definitely a learning curve with it. But the basis is I'm a relief printmaker. And I had experience doing carved works before talking to him. His name was Splinter Steve. And he kind of encouraged me to start working more like this. So I did. We got a smaller brush. Yeah, you got some new brushes. Yep, that was a good one. I just found a good one. All right, so I'm going to now, I got this thing blocking my thing. Okay. So now I'm going to add some light and dark to the wings here. I gotta work fairly quick when doing this so it blends well. And I want to blend it okay. It doesn't have to be perfect because the black line work that's going to go on top of this is really going to pull the whole piece together. But I want to do it as good as I can, the blending. A little bit of this darker one. Put it up underneath the wings. And then a little bit more white to get to the tips there. Because with all the blending, the color's kind of deadened sometimes. So I'd like to go and just add a little bit more. A little bit more. Okay. And then I'm going to do the same thing to these top feathers. I'm going to kind of add the middle ground first to blend into. Wipe off my brush. highlights, not the highlights, the, you know, the white tips, so to say. Okay, a little bit more gray. And these are good. Slowly blend it up. Slowly blend. Okay. All right. So that's. Da, da, da. All right. So let me get the under portion of this wing now. Okay. I'm gonna do this one all in one go. I'm gonna do this. Add the dark gray. Dark gray. Light gray. Do it in stages. Go back in, get some more dark gray. Line it up together. And then I'm not gonna do the white tips yet. I'm gonna do this bottom layer first. Actually, I'm gonna do the white tips. That'll be harder. The light gray, blend it up. Got the dark gray. Just kind of going back and forth, getting the right amount of paint on there. And then once you got that all taken care of, you can just kind of blend it all together. Just go slow. Get it done right. I'm going to kind of wipe the surface. All right. Second layer of feathers should be easier. I don't have to be quite as precise. And just keep pulling it down. Get the white tips. That's going to be especially important as it gets closer to the body there to show that difference in color. Thanks, guy. Thank you. Water it down, make it go in. Okay. Okay. Now I've got these little feathers that kind of happen underneath there. I'm just going to add a little bit of white to those as well. I'm not going to worry about blending these too terribly much. It'll come up in the pretty good in the final print. So, all right, so that's what we got there with that wing. And I guess I can go and make my day because I know this is fun to do. I can do the around the eye area. Around the eye. What's your favorite part of the process for these wood pieces? You know what? So I don't like doing like the same thing day after day. So if I had to sit there and carve like for 2 weeks straight, I wouldn't enjoy that very much. Same way if I had to sit there and paint for 2 weeks straight, I wouldn't enjoy that. I like that there are different parts of the process to these pieces. I like that I can carve one day and paint another day. I enjoy that aspect of it. There's not like one part that I sit there and I like that I say I love or I dread. I like it all as a whole, which is a cop-out answer, but it's true. I like changes of scenery. Definitely the least favorite part for me is drawing it out on the boards and cutting it out of the wood, shaping it, because that's definite work. But as far as most favorite, like the painting is satisfying, the carving is satisfying, the inking is satisfying. They're all kind of equally tied. All right. Starting to look a little bit like a robin, huh? I'm gonna use the I'm gonna use this orange for the beak. A little bit of this yellow down here. I pulled too much of that yellow out. Okay. I'm going to do the same thing here, but I'm going to have a different kind of rule here on this wing. So since so much of it starts, underneath his body here, it's behind the body. I'm going to try to make that as dark and as rich as possible. I'm going to do it a couple different ways. I'm going to use the gray as a base because that's what I've been doing for the whole piece. But I'm going to grab some straight black and mix it into that gray. And then I'm also going to grab some purple and mix that in. So not only is it dark, it's bold. Okay. Yeah, like I spend like a day drawing, and then a day or two carving, and then a day or two painting, and then I go back to the beginning, spend a day or two drawing, day or two carving. I like the the bouncing back and forth between the different things. All right, I'm gonna give this one a base of the light gray. The light gray, if there's not any objections. And if there are, oh well. Light gray base. I do have, that's outer wing though, that's okay. I don't have to put that on this one too. Because this is inner wing. I'm painting two different wings. I got outer wing and inner wing, which have different feathers altogether. Okay. Got that base down. Knock it down a little bit so I can see my lines. And get back to painting. Isn't it late at night? It is currently 1:19 right now where I am at. But isn't that one of the better times to work? The world is quiet. No one's bugging me. No one's asking me to email them or send this invoice or that invoice or late night is one of my favorite times to work. It's nice. It is very nice when it's quiet. There's like a weird thing that happens when like the rest of the world's quiet too. It's there's no lawnmowers outside. The neighbors aren't talking. Then you can hear them through the window. Today I had to go to a job in the middle of the day, so I was waiting for that all day. I didn't want to start any projects. I don't have anywhere to be. The next place I gotta be is to sleep. Yeah, no kids. I don't have kids screaming outside the window, which is nice. It's a quiet neighborhood. I got birds and other cats and stuff screaming past the window. Saw a fox a couple days ago walk past the window, which is kind of cool. But I don't have to deal with like the screaming kids. Every now and then, like the UPS guy will ring the doorbell, and then the dog will freak out, and then you gotta quiet him, and then he follows you wherever you go. None of that happens at night. Dog's asleep. I'm awake and I'm painting. Okay, we'll do that one on the next row. Alright, same little deal. We'll do dark gray to the middle gray, which already exists there. Dogs are amazing though. They're okay. I prefer cats. They're okay. I got a cat way up high right now, taking a little nap while I work. See, I wish she would come over and just hang out. I got a little shelf next to me, and for a moment there I thought she was going to come sit on the shelf and sleep there while I work, but she went up to her usual hiding spot on the tallest shelf in the room, where there's a rug rolled up, and she's sleeping up there, covering her eyes because the lights are on. You gotta work for a cat's trust. And they pick like one person to like. Does your cat has your cat bonded with somebody else in your house? Yeah, see, cats pick one person. And it's weird too. Their temperaments change when they're only with that one person. They turn very different. Because if you would watch my cat during the day when everybody's awake, you would think she was lukewarm on the idea of me. But then once everyone else goes to sleep, she really changes and really starts being real friendly. Oh, thank you. There's no need to be jealous, though. I'm sure. Do you do things? You draw or paint? And how long have you been doing it? It takes forever to. Have you heard of the 10,000 hours theory, where you have to be if you do something for 10,000 hours, then and it's not automatic. You got to practice the right way and successfully. But 10,000 hours, and you should be an expert on working with something, but 10,000 hours, man, it's a lot of time. So 10 years worth of work, I think is what they say. 10 years of just doing one thing and focusing on that one thing. It's a lot of time, it's a lot of dedication. I missed some things, sorry. But just like anything else, I've been doing this forever. Well, not forever, but I'm currently 31 degrees, 31 years old, and I have I've been carving this way since I graduated college, and that was 7 years ago. And I was even doing this kind of work while I was in school, so I've been doing this about 10 years. And for the first couple of years, I was kind of screaming into like an open internet where no one was, I had people were following me and paying attention to me, but it was much smaller. And everything that you do is a little building block to the future. Things don't happen overnight, and it's still a little bit of a it's a snowball rolling downhill is the analogy I like to use, and the snowball just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Until you got a big old snowball, you got the whole mountain. So don't be jealous. Just get to work, man. Okay. Got that mostly blended in together though. Learning and experience, just to just get your hands dirty. And I'm sure you do now, but I feel like I've got a lot to do and a lot to learn too. Like there's a lot of doors that I would like to unlock in my work. And everything is just an experience, and you build up on those experiences. Um, you're building like this, like a visual library in your head of things that you can accomplish and things that you can do. And every time you do something and you do it well, in the future you've unlocked that skill, and you can look back at that moment in time and think of what you did to to get that good result that one time, and so you don't have to work so hard. You've already got that figured out. You just kind of look back in your memory banks and be like, okay, that's how I did that. And things will start coming a little bit quicker. Oh, I know how to paint that leg or feathers or that nose. I've done it before. Remember this painting? Time and practice, that's right. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Yeah, put the work in. Alright, so here's what I got so far. You guys see that? The top half of the robin. Thank you. Okay. Now, I'm going to do this area in like a gray. Same as the wings. Same as the wings, same as the wings. Same to you, man. Have a good night. Thanks for hanging out and watching with me. As long as learning new ways to do art in college has helped me be creative well. Definitely, like the idea generation that happens in in college when you're around so many creative people that are deciding to dedicate their lives to this field. Some crazy things happen, fun things happen. You grow, and there's also this weird competition that happens in between students, and if it's best when it's friendly. You just a friendly competition between your friends and you, but who can put in the most effort. You're all pushing each other to do better, to be better. Good luck to you. I'm sure there's always a need for art teachers, so I'm sure if you you really put yourself out there, that it shouldn't be a problem. You still have no terms of what you want to do as far as a career. Was I the same way? So when I started school, I'm 31. I graduated. Um, I graduated high school in 2005, and I started college in 2006. I took a little bit of time off. Didn't go right to school. When I graduated high school, I wanted to start off a career and go to like school for, animation. I wanted to be a traditional animator. I wanted to do that kind of work. I wanted to, do animation cells and, draw the transitions and sit at a desk and draw all the in between parts. But that kind of work wasn't, the best thing. They weren't really hiring a whole lot of digital traditional animators. I didn't want to do digital. I don't know why, I just didn't. But that was my idea coming out of high school. And then when I went to college, I just entered into an art program here in Georgia, Kennesaw State, as a drawing and painting major, or drawing and painting interest at the time. I couldn't declare until I took classes. The drawing and painting interest. And I had no idea that this was the direction that I was going to take when I started school, but I had an idea of what I wanted to do, but it just ended up being completely wrong. So I think it's important to have a goal, but it's also okay for that goal to change. So just keep that in mind. And I figured out that this was, I wanted to be a printmaker. Probably like 2 or 3 years into my college career. So it wasn't early. But I don't consider any of like the time that I spent doing anything else as lost time. I did graduate with a degree in drawing and painting, as well as printmaking. So this is one of my carved and painted pieces. The part of the process that I'm working on right now is the painting part. I will be rolling ink on the surface of this piece, but not tonight. Right now I'm just kind of working on painting them. So check back in the next couple of days to see what this looks like finished. But right now, I'm just painting them. Hello, hello. I guess I made it to the hour mark on that last video. because Instagram kicked me off and made me start a new one. So here we are again. I don't have much left to go into this little guy, but I'll do the rest on Instagram Live here. So thank you guys for watching and coming back and seeing how this is going to turn out. Just doing the finishing touches on painting up the tail. And then I'll add some white to the tip of the tail, and we'll call this a day, or a night really. Hello everyone. I hope the people that were watching the last one have found their way back. Good. I'm glad you did. Okay. I like finding colors in gray. Because there really is a lot of color in like the blacks and the grays. It's interesting and challenging to find it. I'll write this down. Write the chips. Put the wing down. So I guess I'll start over here. So I can paint these, the wingtips. Working on a little robin. I know robins don't have the white wings, the white tail feathers. But he's my robin. I can do whatever I want with him. So I'll probably have to go back and reinforce these whites once I finish up. So I'll probably do 2 layers of white on this. The whites need a little bit extra, boost to help them out. Good morning. You must be somewhere where it's morning. It is not morning. I guess it's technically morning here. It's after 1 o'clock. Almost going on 2 o'clock here where I am. Late night, early morning painting. 8:46 a.m. Let's see, 8:46 a.m. That is 7 hours ahead of me. So you must be you're past Europe, aren't you? Or on the eastern edge of Europe at least. Thanks for answering my questions, by the way. It's always cool to see a way to do art that I've never seen before. Thank you. No problem. Thank you for watching and hanging out with me and keeping me company as I work. Your easel looks like mine. Is that all the paint and everything on it? Yeah, so actually, so it's kind of cool. I recently moved into this house, and the basement had a wood shop already put into it. And I've definitely added to the patina of this surface here. But the surface, has got, 20, 30 years of wear on it before I even encountered it. And I kind of like that. So I kind of just kept it as is. It's a beautiful little surface. It's not the the best, but it works great for painting on it. And I've added to it, but it's got a nice history written on the surface of this little workspace that's built into the basement down here. It's got wood stains and house paint and water damage and where things were spilt on it. And are we gonna be able to see the finished piece? Because okay. Yes, you will be able to see the finished piece. Unfortunately, not tonight. I work in stages, a lot of my works. And this is the second of 6 or 7 pieces that I'm going to be painting over the next day or two. So this is eventually you will see the finished piece, me ink the finished piece, but that will not be tonight. But I probably will make one comprehensive video that kind of shows the beginning to end process of me realizing one of my carved and painted pieces. So it's a little easier for you guys to, see exactly how they come together. I'll do my best to tell that story in a little 60-second video for you. But I also have been posting a lot of these videos onto YouTube. On my Instagram live videos where I'm having conversations with you guys. So if you want to go see the carving aspect of this, you can go watch that. Oh, it's actually not uploaded. I'm currently uploading that to YouTube right now. It should be. I just remembered I should check, see if it's still going. Yep. It's a 2-hour-long video, so it takes a minute to get up there. I'm currently 30% uploaded, with that 2 hour long video after it uploading for about 2 or 3 hours already. So they're just big files. But you can go watch me carve other things up there currently right now that are on my page, and you can see me ink pieces. I'm back. Instagram kicks people off after they've been live streaming for an hour. They make you sign back on. So that's where I went. Instagram kicked me off, and then I had to come back. And here I am. I'm back. And you're back. Alright, one more little section of paint. And then I'll probably go and reinforce these areas real quick. And then I will say that this robin is ready to ink. And then I will be signing off and going to bed so I can wake up tomorrow and do this exact same thing. Hello, thank you. That's very kind of you to say. I really appreciate it. So I'm going to make these white areas pop out a little bit more by giving them a second coat. But they don't have to be as tedious as the first coat, since I've got it in most of the areas. It just needs to cover the large areas. Okay, there we go. Why don't you stream or Twitch or YouTube? Honestly, the reason is because I have more followers here. This is where most people find my work. So this is where I spend most of my time. Maybe if I grow up my, my audience on those platforms, I would live stream there. Is it easier to watch live streams on Twitch and YouTube? I've never used Twitch. I have used YouTube. Who hasn't? But I just don't. I have like 300 followers on YouTube. But maybe I'll do a live stream there one day. It'll be easier to upload. I think it just goes right to it. It won't kick me off. That would be nice. And I'd probably not film vertically like this too, where I have to flip it. Because I pretty much have to flip it every time I put one of these up onto YouTube. How does it work when I use the roller tool? The roller tool is the brayer. And here, I'll grab another piece. Let me show you. So this is what it looks like before it's carved, before it's painted, I mean. Well, thank you. So this is what it's like before it's painted. It's just a carved piece of wood, right? It's got texture to it. Let me do this so you can hear it. You hear the So the roller, it's a brayer. When I roll it over the surface, it only hits the raised areas of the block that I've already carved. So when I paint down into the surface of it, or into the when I carve the surface and then paint it, when I roll the brayer up, the raised areas are going to attract the ink, and the ink will sit there, and then all of the lower areas will keep the color of the paint that I just painted. So that's how it works. So thank you guys for watching. Carved up this little robin. Thanks for watching. I'm going to sign off now. How do you pronounce my last name? Neuenschwander. It's probably not the proper German, Swiss German way to say it, but Neuenschwander is probably the right way. But Neuenschwander is how we pronounce it. You can go back and rewatch it. I'm going to I did about 4 hours of live streaming tonight, and it will all be available to be watched for the next 24 hours on Instagram. So you can go and rewatch it there. But I will not be responding. You will be watching an old footage. So thank you guys for watching. I'm going to sign off now. You guys have a good night.